But more than that, it was a hard look in the mirror for me as a young man reading this book, and kind of stopped me dead in my tracks with kind of a new era of self-consciousness.
But more than that, it was a hard look in the mirror for me as a young man reading this book, and kind of stopped me dead in my tracks with this kind of a new era of self-consciousness. Okay, so we had some problems here. A little bit fast, look in the mirror, stop me dead in my tracks. Again, this is a phrase, okay? This is a nice phrase, stop me dead in my tracks. We'll talk about that tomorrow. A new era, with kind of a new era. What's he talking about here? Era, that's a little bit tough. Self-consciousness, we'll talk about this stuff tomorrow. We'll make sure we understand. A hard look in the mirror. Yeah, good expression, right? It's an expression, not literal, all right? But more than that, it was a hard look in the mirror. So that N definitely can cancel that TH. So look in the. We don't really hear a TH, right? Look in the. It's going to sound like look in the mirror. It's not mirror, it's mirror. But we have to push it together. Mirror. So the faster we say it, can we just say mirror? Yeah, that is possible. We shouldn't. We should sense those two syllables. Mirror. We should sense the two syllables, but I do agree, when we say it fast, it is kind of possible to just say mirror. Look in the mirror. It's possible, definitely. But more than that, it was a hard look in the mirror for me as a young man, for me as a young man reading this book, and kind of stopped me. Yeah, but we're not going to hear that T. Stop me. Yeah, that M is going to swallow the T. Stop me dead in my tracks. And kind of stop me dead in my tracks. So he's talking about a past tense situation. So it must be an ED, but I agree. Do we hear it? Now, we should. Stopped me, but we don't. Stopped me dead in my tracks. With kind of a new era of self-consciousness. Some of you wrote with a kind of new era of self-consciousness. That works too. But kind of a is what he said. All right. 2 times. This was a tough one. 2 times. But more than that, not only is it a great piece of literature, for me personally, it was a hard look in the mirror for me as a young man reading this book. And it kind of stopped me dead in my tracks with kind of a new era of self-consciousness. So like I said, I was reading the book, and one day, oh shit, Ignatius is me. And Ignatius is not likable. He's not a good guy. Oh my God, that's me. Maybe I need to change. Maybe I have some problems. So I became self-conscious. I became aware of how I talked and what I thought. And it was a new era, a new beginning. It stopped me. It stopped my Ignatius character. Boom, I stopped it. And I started to look at myself and analyze myself and see how I was thinking and what I was saying. And it allowed me to change myself to become a better person. This book. If I had not read this book, I really would have become Ignatius. But because I was reading this book and I had the, oh shit moment, it allowed me to look at myself, look in the mirror and look at myself and think about me and realize Ignatius is not a good guy. I need to change me or I'll really become Ignatius. So that's what he's saying.
But more than that, it was a hard look in the mirror for me as a young man reading this book, and kind of stopped me dead in my tracks with kind of a new era of self-consciousness.